1 in 5 Americans turn to social media influencers for news, says Pew study. A new Pew Research Center study reveals that around 20% of Americans now regularly get their news from news influencers on social media. This trend is especially pronounced among younger audiences, highlighting the growing role of social media in shaping public discourse during a time of intense political polarization. We view news influencers as sources of authority for their audiences about world events. Galen Stocking, a senior computational social scientist at Pew, told CNBC. Our research shows 65% of people say the information they get from these influencers helps them better understand the world. Younger audiences lead the shift. Among adults under 30, nearly 40% report relying on independent social media personalities for news, the highest proportion of any age group. Democratic strategist and Columbia University professor Basil Smikle traces this trend back to 2016, attributing it to convenience. Social media provides instant access to news, making it hard to ignore, he said. However, Smikle also warns that this convenience often leads to habitual consumption, which can amplify the spread of misinformation. When you're getting information through social media, it's hard to verify its accuracy, Smikle noted. Algorithms don't prioritize truth, they simply keep serving similar content. Platforms and influencers. The study analyzed approximately 500 social media accounts classified as news influencers. Most influencers were active across multiple platforms between July and August, with X, formerly Twitter, as the most popular, followed by Instagram and YouTube. TikTok ranks 6th, despite being a favorite among Gen Z. The rise of these platforms as news sources coincides with concerns about misinformation. Elena Wood, a climate-focused influencer featured in the Pew report, emphasized the challenge of combating false information. Corrective videos rarely go as viral as the misinformation itself, she said. Political impact of influencers. The influence of social media creators on politics has become more apparent, especially during the U.S. presidential election. Both President-elect Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris leveraged podcasts with strong social media followings to connect with younger voters. Social media allows candidates to reach voters easily and repeatedly, Smikle explained, noting it's also a cost-effective alternative to traditional campaigns. Syracuse University professor Joshua Dar added that social media interviews often lack the combative nature of traditional network interviews, making them more appealing to candidates. While this accessibility can democratize information, it also removes traditional journalistic guardrails. Social media has no equivalent to the editorial standards networks use to ensure accuracy, Smikle warned. Gender and political leanings. Pew's research highlights demographic differences among influencers. While platforms like Facebook and TikTok attract more female users, 2/3 of the influencers surveyed were male. Political leanings also varied. More influencers identified as right-leaning, particularly on Facebook, where conservatives outnumber liberals by a 3-to-1 ratio. Influencer Mateo, known as the Justice Guy, noted differences in his audience across platforms. His TikTok audience is more liberal and primarily women, while YouTube attracts a more conservative, male-dominated crowd. Social media algorithms create echo chambers, Mateo said. You end up believing the world aligns with the content you consume. Fragmentation and future trends. The political stratification on social media appears to be deepening. Elon Musk's close alignment with Trump has made X increasingly polarizing, driving some users to alternatives like Blue Sky, which gained over 1.25 million users in the week following Trump's election win. Jay Rosen, a journalism professor at NYU, announced his departure from X after the election, highlighting the platform's declining utility for public discourse. For a while, Twitter was a place for journalism education in public that no longer feels possible, Rosen wrote. As users retreat into ideologically similar spaces, platforms may foster more radicalized echo chambers. Matteo acknowledged this risk. When people leave platforms like X, it amplifies the remaining echo chambers, making audiences even more polarized. The role of social media influencers in shaping public opinion is undeniable, but their impact raises critical questions about accuracy, accountability, and the future of journalism in an increasingly digital world. Hey everyone! I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the love and support you've shown on this channel. Whether you're a long-time subscriber or a first-time viewer, your likes, comments, and shares mean the world to me. Your engagement inspires me to keep creating content and striving to make every video better than the last. I'm incredibly grateful for this growing community, and I couldn't do it without you. If you're enjoying the journey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's keep growing together and making something truly special. Much love. Team Buzzwire.